Yo, what it do, YouTube? This ain't gonna be a long live feed just because of the fact that I'm sick and I'm trying to go to sleep. But I was just, I've been sitting. We've been sitting here since last night. For those who like to snitch, I'm not doing no driving no time soon. What's going on, everybody? Checking in. Um, I've been sitting since last night, and uh, I had a lot of free time, so I wanted to kill some time. Um, so I've been catching up on YouTube videos, and the talk of the forgive me if my voice is not as what it usually is. I'm trying to get over this cold quick, fast, in a hurry. I wish I was at home. If I was at home, man, I would have been took back some corn liquor, put some Vicks Vapor Rub on, and all this would have been gone within like a couple of hours. Um, but yeah, but like I said, I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos, um, and I caught wind for the whole what's going on SoCal, and everybody else coming in as well. Let's see, Chris Kellogg, Frank, Donald, Reggie, Big Pond, Cruz, Muhammad, everybody just coming in. I appreciate you. Um, I caught wind for the whole YTTA thing. And instead of just speaking directly on that topic, because it's really something I've been removed from for a while now, it's really not my place to speak on. But what I will say um, is, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I feel like too much. I know a lot about that corn. I feel like too much pressure is put on trucking groups. I feel like trucking groups, and maybe trucking groups put this pressure on themselves, but I feel like when you think of a trucking group, you think of a organization or a clique of people who are to put themselves in a situation where they know more than you, or you know you just automatically assume that that's somewhere you're going to go to get all this great information. This place you're going to get this great representation of trucking, and what I'm saying, whatever. And I'm going to ignore these comments because I want to make my point. I feel like trucking groups are overrated because at the end of the day, trucking groups are composed of people just like you and me. Whether it's YTTA, RTI, All Truckers United, Black CDL holders, whatever other, because I'm a part of so many trucking groups. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? You got trucking groups on Zello, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and at the end of the day, what we need to realize, man, is we are all the same. Meaning we're all truck drivers. We all have the same opportunities, and we all can make the same, gain the same knowledge. Is what I'm trying to say. So, like when it comes to trucking groups, I just feel like people should just like relax. I don't feel like it's that serious to where um, all this extra pressure and all this extra attention um, that is given to trucking groups should be like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I don't know. It's my opinion because when I used to think of a trucking groups, and let's just say YTTA, I used to just thought it was just this great place. Not saying that it wasn't great, but this great place, or I think a place like All Truckers United is this great place where you can get all this information from these people who are, you know, quote unquote. Don't read this comment, funny, but like just like these great people. But what you realize when you go in there is like it's just a bunch of people with the same amount of experience that um that you have, And if anything, trucking groups, the thing that scares you about trucking groups, a lot of times it's more opinions than facts. And I think that's where the conflict comes, or the drama, or the back and forth, because it's a lot of people in there who are very opinionated about the things that excuse me, they believe in. And you know what I'm saying, like, you have some people who don't know how to disagree, is what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? um One of the things that I've had to learn in the last 2 years with me being on a public platform and just in life is that just because somebody doesn't agree with me does not make them my enemy. Just because somebody doesn't have the same values, the same beliefs, the same whatever, excuse me, that does not make them my enemy. You know what I mean? And I feel like with these trucking groups, what happens is you go in there and you'll have your opinion, and you may have somebody else who feels strongly about their opinion, which there's nothing wrong with that. But you guys, people aren't, and I'm not calling anyone stupid, but people aren't intelligent enough to agree to disagree. If truckers could learn, I really hate how my voice sounds, but I want to get this point across. If truckers could learn how to agree to disagree, trucking would just be so much more peaceful. Trucking groups would be so much more peaceful. And if anything, we probably could learn so much more if we were open to other people's opinions. You know how much I've learned, or how much I've missed out on because I was so arrogant and closed-minded that I just thought that the way that this person was telling me or this person was telling me was the only way. And that's the problem with trucking. Like, you'll have somebody, whether it's a YouTuber, a veteran, where they have their way that they have done something. And so because they are successful in the way that they have done it, now everyone gravitates towards their path, their journey, and feel like that they have to mimic or recreate their specific situation, where the beauty of trucking is you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So when you have people who want to follow that one method, whether that's a local, whether that's a leasing, whether that's straight from the dealership, your own authority, whatever may have you, people who feel strongly about that path, but then guess what? You got somebody else who has found success in their own way, doing something completely different. Now they collide. Now it's you're wrong. Nobody's wrong, man. Like, you know what I mean? As long as people are successful in their own way, you can't call anybody else wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in trucking groups, you see that a lot, unfortunately. And it's a lot of on the check in, Jay, quick, because these. Let me read some of these comments. Man, y'all is typing really fast. I'm gonna just start from the bottom. Some YouTube personalities feel they are better than other drivers. I don't know why. I wouldn't. Again, man, I think, and I can only speak from what I've learned. What I've had to learn, this is something that my man D-Raj has drilled into me for months and going on years. Pause. Maybe we should stop looking at some of the things that these people are saying from an emotional reaction type. You know what I'm saying? Like, if like one of the biggest things I would do, let's say LaShawn said something that I didn't like, or I didn't agree with, or Trucker Brown, or King D-Raj, or Dre, whoever. My first reaction would be emotional. You know, I'm in a trucking group and I'm reading their feed and I'm like, oh, why the fuck would they say this? So initially the emotion is you go to, and maybe it's the way we were raised, maybe it's the environments we come from, where we just get so combative because it's like, oh, he's coming for me. What I had to learn to do was to check that emotion to the side. And now that I'm able to check that emotion to the side, I can sit back from a strategic or from a logical standpoint and like, you know what? It's some sense in what this guy is saying. It may not be what I agree with, but in his point, from his situation, he's making sense. Maybe let me, even if I don't do what he says, let me understand what he's saying and get it from his point of view. You know how much further in life you get doing that shit? You know how much more you learn and understand by doing that versus being arrogant? You know what I'm saying? Like, my emotions have derailed so many relationships. My emotions have derailed so many opportunities. And when you go in these trucking groups, what you see a lot of is a lot of emotional males who are forgetting to check their emotions to the side. That's all you see. A lot of these trucking groups and the beefs, and it's not just, you know, YouTube. It's like you all Truckers United, Black CDL holders, CDL for life. That's all you see, man. Somebody, and it's so crazy because now you have people in these groups, excuse me, who are manipulators, and they know this, so they bait you on shit like that. You know how many times I've been baited on YouTube? Somebody will put something in my comments or respond or say a couple of things that they know will set me off, and then boom, you got a 15-minute video of me screaming at the camera. And that's what all these trucking groups is, man. You have people who are smart enough, who are bored. First of all, that's the main thing. We all bored. People who are bored, they want to create some tension or some entertainment for the next 5 hours. So let me go make this type of post. Boom. Let's see how many people I can piss off. You have people who actually wake up and do that shit. They live off of that. And people feed into that shit each and every time because they don't know how to check their emotions. So yes, I feel like trucking groups are overrated because what I believe they should be and what they are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a perfect world, a lot of these trucking groups, I would send people to them because it's a lot of wisdom in there. It's a lot of veterans. It's a lot of information. But in the world that unfortunately we live in, it's a slippery slope, man. You may get some good information or you may get insulted. It's a 50-50. You can go in all Truckers United right now and make a post asking a legitimate question about, let's say, leasing, and you may get 75% of hate and only 25% of actual information. I could make it's the same thing on YouTube. It's just like, unfortunately, the environment that we would like for trucking to be is not what it is, man. It's just not. It's just too many egos. It's too many hateful people. That's just what's cracking. The beef with Al Smith is just funny. I haven't talked to Al Smith in like a year, dog, so I don't know what beef there may be. Drivers should start making fitness vlogs. Yeah, I definitely plan on getting back on my walking videos once, you know what I'm saying, like the weather gets 100% back to warm weather. You know what I'm saying? You lose friends when you leave groups. You shouldn't, though. And that's part of the problem. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I think that we all forget that this is social media. like if we're gonna do a deep dive on this topic, here's the thing: YouTube, Instagram, Periscope, what I forget, Facebook, Twitter, all this shit. What's the other one that guys get paid for? I can't think of it. Whatever the group is, whatever. Like, it's social media, man. This is social media. Okay? If you are losing friendships over social media, if you are losing actual real life relationships off of social media, I'm sorry to tell you, you never had a friendship or relationship to begin with. Period. That is the truth. That's the raw truth that don't nobody want to talk about. If you are losing friendships, relationships, business partnerships, whatever the fuck ships, situationships over social media, my friend, you never had it to begin with. Period. Because all this shit, all of this is make believe. People can be whoever the fuck they want to be on this screen. I could be selling y'all bullshit right now. That's just the reality of it, man. We are getting worked up and beefing and all this shit over what? Social media? Are you kidding me? The same platform that our kids and our young nieces and nephews are on. Here we are, grown ass people on social doing the same thing. So how are we going to turn around and tell our kids, oh, hey, you know what? Let's not act like this on social media. Dad, you just did a live feed cussing out such and such. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So it's just like, yo, we gotta relax, man. I had to learn this for myself. That's why I can speak about it so passionately, because I've learned a lot of life lessons from exposing myself to social media on a daily basis. I've lost friendships, which may not have been friendships to begin with. Whatever. It's social media, man. Like, for real, like, yo, before you pick up a phone, I'm reading D-Rock's comment. Before you make a video, before you leave a comment, before you get worked up next time over the next whoever video, just stop and tell, yo, it's social media. This is a man-made app. This is an app on your phone. This is just like Google or your calculator. It's an app, man. We're getting worked up over an app. Are you kidding me? We got real life real life problems at the crib, and this is what we getting worked up over? People in our lives dying and money problems and whatever, and this is what we weren't getting. Come on, man. Like, we gotta stop it, man. Eventually, enough is enough. And this is why I say trucking groups are overrated, because it should not lead to this. I'm not involved. I'm just speaking my mind on it. You know what I'm saying? If it leads to this, if it leads to the things that I have seen with my own two eyes over the last 2 years, dealing with trucking groups and social media, it's not worth it, dog. For real. It's not. Take it from somebody who knows. I could have 100,000 subscribers. If it brings this type of energy, it's not worth it. Nobody's beefing. Let's not get it fucked up. I'm speaking from the outside looking in. I'm simply just speaking on my opinion on why I feel like trucking groups are overrated. Because like I said, I have been watching YouTube videos and watching different people speak on it. So I was like, fuck it, let me speak on it and give an unbiased, unemotional opinion. That's all I'm doing. This ain't me trying to relight nothing, none of that shit. You know what I mean? This is just my opinion. You know what I mean? This is just how I feel it really is. It's social media, dog. You know, you are in control of how you affect social media and how you will let social media affect you. If social media has you so addicted that shit like this is, you know what I'm saying, you might need to take a break from it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that you know what I'm saying? I just think that it's crazy. Yeah, like it's no beef that I know of. Like I said, I'm just speaking on what I've seen. Some people YouTube do be assholes. But see, what is an asshole though? Philip? This is what I had to learn. Or is they an asshole because they say it in a way that doesn't care about our feelings? Because, like, for example, me and Woody have gone back and forth multiple times on Facebook. But and I've called him an asshole. But at the same time, we've had mature conversations in our inboxes saying boom, 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 boom. Some people are just built different, man. We're so used to our personalities and the people that we're used to being around us. And what you have to realize is with trucking is so many different type of personalities. So people aren't just, they're not trying to be assholes. Maybe that's just not a personality that you are used to dealing with. So to you, it comes off as an asshole, but to their family, they may be friendly. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just a culture shock, and that, that's just some things that I'm trying to learn. You know what I mean? So that's just my 2 cents, man. I feel like trucking groups are overrated. If rookies are coming into the industry, I would say if you're going to go into whether it's a Zello group, a Facebook group, whatever, tread lightly. Be very careful in what you're asking, and be very careful who you are asking it of. Period. And most importantly, number one, the people that you are asking these questions of bleed just like you. Just like you. Number two, it's social media. It is social media. Period. That is like the exclamation point. We have got to chill with social media, yo. Social media is going to ruin everything eventually. You know what I'm saying? So let me get up off here before my voice go all the way. I apologize if you couldn't fully hear me, but it's just something I wanted to touch in on. Yeah, man, that's just my opinion. No beef to nobody. I wish everybody success, happiness, love, all that. You know what I mean? It ain't no hostility. If you took hostility from this, then you truly ain't understanding what I was trying to say to you. So there's no help for you. If you took away from this live feed and think that Jay's trying to stir some shit up, then you aren't even intelligent enough to understand the points that I was making. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? But as always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God, family, truck, and I'll check y'all next time.